Pardon the long wait between uploads. I was sick for the past 7 weeks with an unknown illness, but I'm back now and alive. Today I'm here to ask you the question, how hard can it be to create cryptid photos? So what is a cryptid photo, you may ask? So a cryptid is a creature or myth, urban legend that has not been documented or found by scientists and is usually fictitious. One of the most well-known examples that you guys may know of is Siren Head, created by Trevor Henderson. Speaking of Trevor Henderson, I'm going to be referencing his work a lot during this video because it was a lot of the inspiration I was going off of. Here are some of the works that I used as an inspiration. Definitely check him out if you have not seen his work already, especially if you're into horror or creepy stuff. That'll definitely be something that would be up your alley. So, I want to know, how hard can it be to create my own cryptid photos? So I put myself to the test. In this video, I took a stab at creating my own cryptid photo. To do this, I first looked around for some inspiration, again, heavily looking at Trevor Henderson's work, and I decided that rather than creating a new character, I would use one of my already existing characters. Her name is Lucy. I've made several horror pieces of her in the past, and I thought that she would be super fun to use during this experiment. After my inspiration digging, I was ready to roll. My biggest want for this challenge was to make the character look as merged with the background as possible. I wanted her to look like she was actually in the photo, as that is something I've noticed with a lot of other cryptid photos. They're usually always based off of real images. To do this as authentically as I possibly could, I went and searched through my own camera roll to find some photos that I could use. For this first attempt, I just let myself draw it out as I usually would. I didn't want to overthink it, so I just let myself kind of go with the flow.
I started off with this image into a car mirror. I liked the ambiance in it, and the graininess I thought I could use to my advantage. After I sketched out her noodle skeleton, I started with the eyes, like always. I tried out giving her freakishly larger hands than normal to try and captivate the pose that I was going for. I think it ended up alright. I had fun with her tentacles here and the inky substance around them. It was definitely fun to incorporate that inside the frame of the car mirror. I gave her kind of her deadpan usual look. I didn't want to stray too far for my first try. I wanted to go with her character as much as possible, but in my next attempts you'll definitely see me try out some new poses, some new facial features, and the like. I had so much fun with the shading and the lighting, definitely my favorite part. This is where you really give her life and incorporate her into the background. I added some more shadows and blending layers, then I topped it off with some rendering, and this baby is done.
You'll see in my next attempts that I definitely tried to let go of her characteristically blank face for some more exaggerated, creepy, disturbing ones. So this next one gets a bit more deranged. Definitely when it comes to drawing horror art, I say fuck proportions, go crazy. So I chose this picture for the background. It's an underground sewer pipe with graffiti in it and some glow sticks on the ground. You can't really identify what the glow sticks are in the finished piece, which I thought just added to the obscureness of the whole thing.
This one honestly had me laughing at the start. I think she looks like such a little gremlin in a frog-like pose. But you know, I think I made it work in the end. It was still unsettling, which is all I was really going for. This time, instead of using her normal colors right off the bat, I color-coded them to better fit the background and lighting I was going for from the very beginning. In hindsight, looking back, I really do wish I had added more of her eyeball appendages. I just got kind of caught up with everything else that it just slipped my mind. So yeah, there's only 3 of them, but usually there's more. So, a little gap in the lore, but it's fine.
I definitely had a lot of fun rendering this one. I added some dim light on her as if you were walking with a flashlight through that dim tunnel and just happened upon her. And I successfully scared my friends with this one, so I think that is a win. For my last attempt, I really wanted to get that feeling that she was a part of the photo more. I feel like my other two attempts, they were not as merged as I wanted. Not that I think my last ones failed with this, but she wasn't as visually in them as I wanted. To do this, I dropped the sketching portion entirely and just whipped out some digital painting methods. And in a strange twist of ideas, as I was scrolling through my camera roll for the perfect background, I came across this photo of me lurking in the woods with a bat, staring off into the distance of nothingness. But not for long.
This one is by far my favorite, and it definitely turned out way closer to what I was originally going for, but it was 1000% the definition of trust the process, especially for a good half of the drawing. She looks like a giant walking flesh baby. I've never painted in just tones of red, so that was a bit challenging for sure. I had originally debated just painting in grayscale first and then adding color, but as you can see, I ended up just jumping right in with the reds. I think the rendering on this one ended up being the most fun. I really played around with the exposure and the colors and the grain to really make sure that she looked as incorporated as possible. Canonically, my character is not this big, but for the sake of the cryptid-esque feel, I sized her up significantly, which was actually really fun to play with. I cut myself out of the photo and blurred myself as well, so I wouldn't be the main focus. And then with the rendering, oh my god, it was so much fun. I enjoyed that part the most, and I think that is definitely what made this piece my favorite out of all three.
I've been wanting to do this series for a while. I have a huge list of ideas, and this one really caught my eye because I've been wanting to do this for a while. I love making horror art. I want to do this way more often, and this is definitely a good way to start. I want to be able to create something that feels like it's in the image more. So I may try this again in the future when I feel I've improved more. But for now, how do you guys think I did? I really recommend you guys try this out as well if you guys are artists. It was a fun experiment. Just find a photo and plop something scary in the background. It was fun.
So, in conclusion, how hard is it to draw a cryptid photo? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's not hard. If you just have fun with it, it'll turn out great. That's the important part. Have fun, draw scary shit, have fun.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of How Hard Can It Be? This is the first episode. I have so many more ideas, so please check back in if you liked this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!